Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to talk about getting started in your business. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Lauren Kidd. I am a business strategist for the busy mompreneur. I teach moms how to start, run, and scale their online businesses while being present in their kids' lives. Like I said, we're going to talk about getting started in your business. But first, if you're a returning viewer, thank you so much. I love having you here. If you haven't already done so, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. New content comes out every Monday at 9. All right, so getting started. We've had a lot of changes in the last year and a half, and we have a lot of moms who are like, I think I want to start a business. And that's amazing. It's epic, and I love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. But there's a lot going around that says, let me scale you to 6 figures in a month. No, it's not going to happen. I hate to tell you that. The people who are telling you that you can get to 6 figures in the first 3 months are a little off their rocker because it didn't take them 3 months to scale their business to 6 figures. I hate to tell you, it's not, unless you've got a lot of backing, it's not really something that's going to happen that quickly. As a solopreneur, if you're running a huge corporation, sure, it's possible. Can it be done? Is it impossible? No, it's not impossible. But as a one-woman show just starting out, it's a little less realistic. So be very careful not to swoop in on those fancy deals. Can you get to $5,000 a month within your first 3 months? Yeah, absolutely, you can. So long as you've got an idea of what you're doing, which is what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about getting started and getting started right, because so often these few things are like overlooked. They're just so overlooked because you're like, no, I got this. And then you don't put the time and effort into actually doing these things. And then you get going and you're doing this and you're doing that and you're sharing this and you're sharing that. And you're like, nobody's watching. It's because you're not talking to anybody. I know, it's really annoying. So we're going to talk about 3 ways to get started in your business properly. Number 1. The most annoying thing to do, identify your ideal client. I have an entire video dedicated to just that. I've linked that below. It's identifying your ideal client. It is probably one of the harder tasks to do because you really need to be specific about who it is that you want to talk to. Why do you need to know who you're talking to? Because people are like, I just want to help women in business, right? Okay, cool. Do you know how many women there are on the planet? Do you know how many women who are working in business that there are on the planet? Billions! There's billions! And that's such a broad thing to say. If you're like, I help female entrepreneurs build websites. Cool, you could mean anything, and you're not really specifically talking to anybody. What you're doing is you're talking to everybody and nobody's listening. It's like standing in the middle of the room going, I'm amazing! And someone going, mm-hmm. Instead, stand in the middle of the room going, I'm amazing at helping you lose weight and get back into those pre-pregnancy genes so that you can actually feel good, feel confident, and feel amazing. Yes, please. Yes. If that's why you're amazing, I'm listening. Okay? You were very specific. You were talking to somebody specific. Somebody who's like, yes, I want to fit into my pre-pregnancy genes. And yes, my kid is almost 5 and I'm still not in my pre-pregnancy genes, so don't judge. But it's a story for another day and a lot of alcohol. But you're talking to someone specific, and that is the biggest reason for identifying your ideal person. Because when you're standing in that room, on that platform, on those social media platforms, you want to fall on the ears of people you want to help. You don't want to just say you're amazing and then have nobody listen. Everybody's amazing. What makes you amazing? What makes you the most amazing person, and why should I listen to you? What is it that you're going to do that's going to change my life? If I'm your ideal person, what are you going to do for me that's going to change my life? Because remember, it's all about your person. It is not about you. Nothing in your business is about you. Your entire business is about other people and getting other people to listen and getting other people to understand and getting other people to like you and trust you and buy from you so that it can be about your income, right? It's not about you. It's about what you can do for somebody else. Think of it that way. So identify your ideal person. Number 1. Number 2. What problem do you solve for that ideal person? What is it that you are going to help them do specifically? So, like I used in the example above, you're probably a health and wellness coach, right? In the example above, what are you going to help me do? I'm going to help you get back into your pre-pregnancy genes by focusing on your nutrition, not even necessarily your workouts. I'm going to help you narrow down your nutrition based on your body type. Very specific, so that you can do the work necessary to fit into your pre-pregnancy genes, so that you can feel confident, so that you can feel amazing, and so that you can feel as if you can take on the world in your own skin. Very specific. That is the problem that is needed. For me, I'm going to use myself as an example. I have 3 different autoimmune disorders. What meals work for one don't necessarily work for the other. So for me, meal planning is the hardest part of everything, because one thing needs one thing and one thing needs another thing, and there's very few things that match up in between. So if there was somebody who was like, I know exactly how to make this happen, I would totally hand over my money, because it's a process that I don't like doing and it's very exhausting. If somebody could solve that one specific problem, I would be forever grateful. I've got workouts down. I've been a certified personal trainer now for almost 16 years. I know how to work out. And I know how to eat. It's just that it's become quite exhausting with my different immune issues. Long story, also for a long night at the bar. So, problem solve. Be very specific in the problem that you are solving for your ideal client. Now that you know who your ideal client is and the problem that you are solving, tip number 3, give them a product that solves their problem but stands out. Okay, so I was talking to somebody the other day about wellness, and they want to create a new line of supplements, right? And they want it to solve this problem. Fantastic. That is amazing, and I love how specific she was. But then she said, I want to do this. And I'm like, okay, great. That's amazing, but there's probably 40 other products on the market for that. What is going to make yours stand out? What is going to make yours so much different than the others on the market? Are you coming at it in an all-natural way? Are you coming at it in a branded way? Are you coming at it from, how is it going to stand out? Okay, so back to the health and fitness lady, the example that I gave. She's helping you fit into your pre-pregnancy genes. She's doing it through nutrition. She's not even going to have you focusing on workouts, which, by the way, can be so exhausting. It can be so much easier to eat than it is to work out. It doesn't take that long. It really doesn't. But I'm not telling you that you got to go do something specific, and I'm not telling you to go buy a program or whatever. But I'm just saying it doesn't take rocket science to work out. But if you just don't like working out, nutrition is really the key game changer. But what's going to make somebody stand out to me, right? What's going to make them stand out in my world? What's going to make them catch my attention? Their program is designed specifically for people with autoimmune disorders. Me! It's very specific, and it stands out to me because really there's nobody like that I have found. Yes, there are people who are like, yeah, I've had people who had autoimmune disorders, but do you specialize in them? What's going to make you stand out? Of course, that's just a generic example. But what makes me stand out as a business coach? I help moms. I help them start, run, and scale their online business. I really don't typically work with non-moms. I don't work with grandmas. I work with moms of little kids, okay? I have had clients with kids that are older, but most of my mamas have kids between 0 and like 8 or 9. 9 usually is the top limit because they're focused on spending time with their kids, and they don't want their business to overrun their life. The whole point of their business is so they can be present in their kids' lives. What am I going to do that's going to make me stand apart in my business? I'm going to teach you how to scale your business without actually having to spend hours online. Because that is not what any of us want, right? Our focus is to spend time with our kids. The last thing that we want to do is to spend hours of our day on social media. What a drain, right? Yes, it is a beautiful way to segue into our business. It is a beautiful and easy way to attract our ideal clients, but we don't want to spend the majority of our life on social media. Those clients who I work with generally don't even like social media. I don't like social media. I'm just going to be the first to admit it. I really, really don't, because I think it is a rabbit hole for drama. That being said, if you use it properly, you can make amazing connections using social media. I'm going to help you focus on scaling your business on social media without spending an enormous amount of time on social media. That's what's going to set my business apart from other coaches out there. They're going to teach you that you got to spend 45 hours a week or 60 hours a week online, and that's just not something that's reasonable for my clients, right? It's going to set me apart. We're going to work on your foundation. We're going to work on your business technique. We're going to talk about your marketing and your client attraction, and it's not going to take you hours each week. That's what's going to set me apart. So when you're starting your business, I want you to really focus on these 3 things. Who is your ideal person? What is the problem that you are going to solve for your ideal person? And what is going to make your product that solves that problem? What is going to make that product stand out? What's going to set you apart from everybody else who's already doing it? Because I hate to tell you, my darling, there's very few original thoughts. There are a billion coaches out there. I am one in a billion. I will venture to say a billion, a million, whatever, a couple million, right? There's tons and tons and tons of coaches. There's some making 7, 8 figures. There's some making 5 figures. There's some making 6 figures. What's going to make you want to work with me is you're hardworking, you really want to scale your business to 6 figures, and you want to do it in a way that you're not going to be a slave to your computer. That is my approach. That is what's going to set me apart from other people to you. If that's not something you're like, no, girl, I'm good. I want to put my kid in daycare, and I want to spend, dedicated work time on my business. And I have like 4 hours in a row every single day because my kid's with the sitter, or my kid's with, this or that. There's no judgments. Do you, whatever. But that's not generally my client. My client wants to be home and wants to be present and still wants to run her business. So what's going to help you stand out? What is it that you offer that is going to make you stand out? The 3 most important parts about starting your business, right there in a nutshell. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. If you want to chat about starting your business, shoot me a message. My message link is below, right there. Shoot me a message that says get started, and we will chat about getting you started properly, monetarily well done. We want to make sure you're succeeding and you're hitting all those income goals and you're achieving the dreams that you set out, okay? So if we align and you're a hard worker and you don't want to spend hours on social media, let's chat about getting your business off the ground and scaling as quickly as possible. All right, I will see you guys back here. Don't forget to hit subscribe next Monday at 9. Bye.